My great friend, my great pal, and are you staying cool today, Al?
Well, I am right now, but I'm inside where it's air conditioned. I assume that will change the minute I walk outside.
You're going to get that beach pod going today, aren't you?
There you go.
It's always great to be back helping our retired young family make those better investing decisions. Al, we got another packed show today. We're going to get into financial literacy, or I should say, lack thereof.
Yeah, and literacy.
Yeah, and hopefully we can help our listeners understand and just be more financially literate with what's going on with the financial markets, as far as the stock market, the options market, the futures market, and Forex market. We're going to get into some different topics on retirement. We have a lot of people that are preparing to retire, and some people that are retired but want to continue to live that same lifestyle. But Al, we had another phenomenal week in these financial markets, but I'm going to say it's a little bit confused. We had some markets that were positive, some markets that were negative. Let's dissect these financial markets on this first segment as far as what's happening and how the average investor can participate in these phenomenal markets.
Yeah, well, you mentioned some markets not so phenomenal this week, and the one that wasn't was the NASDAQ. It's the one that's been carrying us, technology, really since the last recession. That technology has really boosted the returns of the markets. And if you took out probably the top 5 or 6 of those big movers, the market almost has been flat. But
that's those FANG stocks.
It's the FANG stocks, right? But this is a reason to not just try to follow what the guys out there that are like the analysts are saying, the so-called pros that are giving their advice, because that's all opinion. And I think a good example was with Netflix last week. The analysts out there were saying, you know what, they're going to just blow their earnings away. Which would have meant, of course, that Netflix would have continued to go up. It hit a high, a 52-week high. It didn't blow away earnings. It had a blown earnings.
Yeah, you're right. And was it down 14% or something?
Well, it was down 80 points. 80 points during the week. So, the point I'm trying to make here is you can't just rely on what somebody else is telling you and what they think is going to happen in the market. What the important thing is to, like with anything else you do, is find who is successful. Find the best and then try to copy them, try to emulate what they do. You and I were talking before about Kobe Bryant and how when he went into basketball, he wanted to be the best. So what did he do? He followed the best. He followed Michael Jordan.
You're right.
You can watch his moves. It's almost exactly the same thing that Michael Jordan did.
I've seen a lot of those videos. It was exact.
Yeah, exactly. So what we've done for our students, we've just found the people that are most consistently successful in the financial market, and then we show our students how to copy them. So a good question to ask if anyone's interested in being a trader or investor is, why would you want to participate in the markets? What's the goal? Well, it's to be successful. There's no guarantee, by the way. There's no guarantee in anything in life, even with the job or career you have. You're just given an opportunity. But the best that you can do is to provide the knowledge and the skills and the tools to do as well as possible in whatever the endeavor is that you're doing. If it's in the financial markets, why not follow the people that are successful on a consistent basis? And we talk about this every week, Josh. It's the big players. It's people that have billions of dollars or more to invest. And they can move the market by just putting a large buy order or sell order in. And it really gets down to what's important. And again, like anything else, know why something works, how it works, why it does one thing, why it does another thing. In the markets, the important thing is to know what moves price. Why does price go up? Why does price go down? Why does it continue to go up for a while? And why does it stop? It's really all supply and demand, that relationship between supply and demand. And in these markets, in the financial markets, supply is just sellers and demand are buyers. I mean, you could have the greatest company in the world that just came out with the best product ever invented, but if no one buys the stock, the price is not going to go up. It's buyers and sellers, but it has to be buyers and sellers that do it in a large enough way to move the price. That's the institutions, the pros that we show you how to copy.
You're right. I'm glad you mentioned the pros, the successful. It's the big money that's moving the markets. And Al, as you were mentioning the big boys, the Goldman Sachs, the Merrill Lynch, the Buffetts of the world.
Right.
The big money is what control the market. They also move the market, and it's buyers and sellers, which creates supply and demand. And now you mentioned, how to copy. Kobe Bryant copied Michael Jordan, and that's why he was so good when when they both played. But when Kobe played, he copied who was the best.
Right.
And that's kind of what you want to do in the financial markets, Al.